gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Live from Columbus, Ohio, it's Motown Downtown!
Motown Downtown, come on down to Motown Downtown.
Today's guest, Big Papa ETJ.
Come on down to Motown Downtown.
My name is Tyson Bruno, and here's your host, Mo Chocolate.
Come on down to Motown Downtown.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Motown Downtown, where we are here to make sure that you have a wonderful time and the greatest time. That's right. So, before we get started, I want to quickly say Happy Spooky Month from all of us here to you. Thank you very much. Yes. So, with that being said, let's welcome today's guest, shall we? Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a returning content creator in the house tonight. A man who took a break from content creation, but now is back in the swing of things. And he was nice enough to bring that comeback energy here on the show tonight. Folks, you know him, you love him. Put your hands together for the one and only Big Papa ETJ!
What a fucking intro, Mo. Damn, man.
What's up, buddy?
Damn.
What's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
You might be the first person to ever come out here. What the hell just happened? Did you already break something?
Maybe. Maybe. But thank you, Mo. From the bottom of my heart, everyone here, thank you for the opportunity. I really do appreciate being on your show here. Really
Anytime. You might be the first person to come out here with a Keyblade, so thanks for that. Thanks.
I'll take it. The win's a win.
But first, man, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you're a father and a returning content creator. So to come back here, your comeback energy on the show, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the honor, and hopefully I don't disappoint you.
No, you won't disappoint. We all love you here. We definitely do. So for anyone here who has no idea who you are, tell us a bit about yourself.
So I am Big Papa ETJ. Kind of new hand tech thing that I'm trying out here, but I am a content creator. I started out on Twitch maybe 4 years ago. I'd say like 2019 is when I first started dabbling with it. Life happens, obviously, pandemic, being a father, going through somewhat of a separation. So you kind of had to get your life together, get your mind right. And then through the weird way that life takes me here, I ended up taking a break from Twitch after my second biological daughter was born, kid number 5 actually in the pod, and then slowly but surely been trying to grind back into it. I always wanted to content create, so I made the shift to YouTube, which has been a very fun experience because I feel like right now I'm at like video 700. I didn't think by the time when I started doing this in January that I would be at that number, but like I'm like on my mixtape era Lil Wayne flow. Like I'm constantly putting shit out. Constantly, man.
Nice. Video number 700. Congrats, boy. That's a big number. Props to you. So my first question for you is like, what's your earliest memories when it comes to video games? Were you Team Nintendo, Team Sega, or Team PlayStation?
So when I was a little E, I remember vividly having a Sega Genesis when I was a kid. My first game obviously was Sonic 2.
Nice.
I played the hell out of that game, not knowing what to expect from it. I never really had a preference of like Team Sega, Team Nintendo because I always enjoyed whatever console was brought into my home here. Both like my parents were hardworking parents, Caribbean born parents that
Nice.
migrated to America here. So obviously, I can't say I live poor, but you know, your boy had to work for things, and I still work for things the older that I get here. But I remember
Nice.
Sega Genesis. I remember having a original PSX, PS1. Ooh, wow. Um, I remember I remember a stint where I had a Nintendo 64, which was kind of pretty dope. That was like the first like, oh, like we're doing 4-player multiplayer. And then PS2. I remember PS2 era. That was fun. I remember the lengths and hoops that my father had to jump to get that PS2 for me here.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that era. I remember just being so captivated by that. That was like my first experience doing like online gaming because that was a new experience for me when it comes to console gaming. I'm dating myself like years, years back now. And then shoot, trying to think here. I will honestly say that I did miss the PS3, Xbox 60 era.
Mm-hmm.
So I never got a chance to like experience the games that were out there, like Uncharted, Last of Us, Modern Warfare. That's another one here. Halo's another good era where I feel like I missed here. So, and then once I was able to get the means and funds and get myself settled, I jumped back into gaming with the PS4 era,
Awesome.
excuse me. And now I'm all caught up here. I got me PS5 and Xbox Series X here. Like I ain't broke no more, mamas. I ain't broke.
Hell yeah, that's I have a PS5 too, so a PS5 for the win-win, yay. So I mean,
Nice.
do you necessarily have a favorite console per se?
I will say PlayStation 2. It's the
Nice.
only console that I've owned, sold, repurchased again, sold again, repurchased two more. Like I have a Slim. At this current time, I have a Slim and I have a PS2 Fat. So the OG PS2
Mm-hmm.
Fat. I actually, it's funny because I have a viral video on TikTok where like I didn't realize the PlayStation symbol
Yeah.
could turn on the actual disc tray. So I saw, I think DK Oldies posted a video about it, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what? So like I had my PS2 standing by here, and I'm like, okay, let me just make TikTok content, and then click, and I was like, no effing way, no way. And it's crazy because I posted that video, and I remember just minding my own black ass business at work, and like my phone is blowing up, and I'm like, why is my phone blowing up? And I look at it, I'm like, oh, this went viral. Oh,
Nice.
this went viral. Oh, I'm at 500,000 views. Oh,
Holy shit, that's
I was like, you know
awesome.
what? I was like, you know what? I made it. My mom made it. And I kept
Congrats.
joking. I kept joking at work about it. I was like, listen, if I hit 1 million views, I'm quitting my job now. I'm getting a ring light with all the multi lights on it. And I'm fucking being a TikToker.
That's,
Like that.
but bro, you gotta do one of those dumb TikTok dances. Just saying, yes, yes. Can't call yourself one without it. Just saying, just saying.
Negative. Nah,
Well,
I'm not that type.
the chat is cheering for more dancing, so I'm all for that. So, but like, do you have ETJ? Do you have do you have a favorite game of all time?
Ooh, that is a tough one. I will say it is OG Final Fantasy X on PS2. That's my guilty pleasure game.
Nice.
Kingdom Hearts 2 for
Hey,
reasons.
nice.
For reasons. I'm trying to think because there's another game that I go back to where I'm like, why am I playing this? And then I remember like it really makes me feel like a kid. Final Fantasy 8 actually.
Okay.
And I only vividly say that I've never beaten Final Fantasy 8, but I do remember when I got a PSX, like it was one of the first games that my father bought me for the PlayStation was Final Fantasy 8. And I'm like, oh, this is like 4-disc, and the intro is like iconic, and I only say that because I saw it. Someone posted a tweet. It's like the first opening scene of the water, and like you can hear the like it was like listen like you can hear this picture, and I can just think of the orchestra that leads into the opening scene of Final Fantasy VIII, and it was such an experience. I was let down by the game the multiple times that I go back to it because you just remember like, oh, now I remember why I don't like this game. So I've never pushed forward to beat it, but it's one of my guilty pleasure games too.
Okay. It's I feel that because I personally never played 8, but that's the one game I hear a lot of people begging for a remake. Are you on board with that too?
No.
Nah.
Not because I'm not a fan of remakes. I just feel like because things are timeless and classic, and they should stand still in the moment that they are in. Because I feel like there are times where we have this drought in gaming where there isn't enough content.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should be reallocating those funds to actually coming up with new IPs, giving new game designers and story designers and all that an opportunity to produce new and compelling stories. Because that's I think because I'm slowly becoming an old head, like that's maybe my biggest criticism in gaming is the fact that like we complain about not having content. We get the content we want and we consume it in a single setting rather than letting it marinate.
Yeah, just
And
like
then,
play through the entire game like right off the bat instead of just taking your time basically.
and that's not hinting at like Spider-Man, but I feel like that's the common thread now when it comes to Twitch and content creation, because we want to be the first. We want to be able to get numbers up because, hey, we're playing this game or we're playing something different here. And we forget that like gaming was invented to enjoy ourselves, to let free, to escape, like all forms of media here, like movies, music, like it's to escape. And I feel like when it comes to being the first and trying to prove yourself in this content creation game, we lose track of that and we lose sight of that.
I agree, man. That's pretty wise words. I like that. So, next question is, what was the big deciding factor for you to go down the content creation route? Like, what was the big inspiration that you were like, I want to do that now? Like, tell us that, your thought process of going into content creation.
So let's take back. So I had a mutual friend that I went to elementary middle school with, and I was following him on Instagram, and I'd see a lot of him posting clips of his YouTube channel, Twitch channel here. Shout out Aquafina, that's the homie. I've known him since middle school here.
Also, thank you, Smog the Wise, for the follow. Thank you very much. But carry on, Big Papa.
Sure, of course, and I know Smog too. Shout out Smog. I love and miss your beautiful ass.
Thanks, Smog.
But Aquafina, again, a mutual friend of mine, dating back to the old middle school days, saw his stuff, was gravitated towards, joining Twitch. I also follow different content creators on YouTube as well too that were doing content creation. One of the bigger ones being Maximilian Dude. I'm a huge Street Fighter fan and Marvel vs. Capcom fan, so I was always enticed and drawn in by his content. So I wanted to see what his live streams are about. And I think just being around the community, being around people, I figured, hey, you know what is there to lose? I was at the time stay-at-home dad, working part-time, still trying to get my photography business off the ground here. So I figured, hey, let me just dabble in it and see what happens. And I've had a great support group. Excuse me here in Justin. But I've had a great support group along the way, and I've had my ups and my downs here, but I never look at my success by the stats. I've always looked at my success as, hey, how many dope people have I impacted or interacted with or befriended? And that's where I'm at now, at least going into year 3 or year 4 of this.
I think you've met a lot of dope people, so yeah, props to you on that, buddy. Hell yeah. And my next question is, so you decide to go down the content creator rabbit hole. A lot of people have a unique story behind their online username. So what's the story behind yours? Big Papa ETJ. What the fuck does ETJ stand for? Curious.
So ETJ is my actual IRL initials for my name. So I don't have a middle name. So basically it's my first last name and my suffix abbreviated.
Wow. Mind blown. I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
Yes, yes. So it's very weird to like go into like Twitch chats and people be like, should I call him Big Papa? Should I call him ETJ or should I call him TJ? It's always like I love like seeing that. I love seeing that stumped look on people's faces. But the Big Papa part comes from I'm a very avid hip hop listener, enjoyer. So obviously Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G. rest in peace. Obviously, you know. And it also is a play on the fact that like I'm also a father too, and like I'm also like I'm not like a skinny dude, like I'm a big dude, so like you know,
thick boys unite. Boop.
Yes, so it was a play on that. Actually, that name started out as like my Snapchat handle. I used to previously go by Optimistic Gentleman on like Xbox when I used to play like Halo 3 and Halo Reach and all that, but then because everyone would like confused it with like Optimus Prime, I just like, you know what, I'm tired of this, so I changed it. So but I think that's the journey of like how my name came to be. It's just a play on a lot of things that reflect me and what I like and who and what I am here, and I do bring the energy journey sometimes. So
I love it. I love it. So you start doing content creation. Now, what about Twitch streaming per se, or even YouTube streaming? Like, what was, because that's a whole different like ball game entirely, you know. So what was the inspiration or made you decide to start doing live content?
I just think maybe I guess to try it out, to be honest with you. You know, I'm always interested in trying things, some new things here. I think Twitch was one of the things that I was always enamored by. I didn't have the setup for it at the time, so I was always dabbling on making sure like the PC that I had at the time could be able to sustain it here. I found ways to jimmy rig my gaming content on there, but it was a very nice experience here. I remember specifically doing my first official live stream on my birthday, which was about maybe like 4 years ago. So, and I remember vividly playing, it might have been Monster Hunter World and or Metal Gear Solid 2.
Awesome game.
So, but I've always wanted to, you know, get on here and try something different. Always, you know, speak my shit, use my voice in a positive manner, because that's one of the themes that I feel like again gets lost in all this. Is like I pour everything out. I pour myself out there to the masses, not because I do it just for content, but because it's who and what I am. Like I am very open about who and what I am, what I'm not. And this is what you get in real life too here. I'm a little bit more pulled back here because I do crank up the dial when it's on, lights on here, but I am very like, you know, I speak what's on my mind. I speak what's passionate about me and the things that I care about. And with being a father as well too here, you do see the world in a different POV. So like with me being in a biracial marriage here, with me having, you know, stepkids who are Caucasian here, you see different aspects of the world. And especially when you have like every kid in your home identifies as something in the LGBTQ community as well too, you actually like you have to uncondition your ways of like ignorance and negativity to be loving and nurturing here, depending on what your faith is, what deity you like to believe in here. Like the important thing is like being love, showing love, being supportive here, because these opportunities were put in your way to help you grow. And the version of me that was on Twitch maybe 4 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, when I started interacting with Bambina, like has grown since then. Like I'm a whole different person. I'm still the same person to an extent, but like I've done some maturing here as far as being able to want to come back and establish my footing on this platform and on YouTube and any content creation platform that I'm on right now. So
yeah, it's I mean, we'll get to the homie in a second here, but yeah, Bina's actually watching us in the chat right now. So love you, Bina. Thanks for coming by. Shout out for Bina, please. Yeah, thanks for bringing this friendship together. Yes. But on that note, so going back to your streaming experience, what is the one game that gave you the best streaming experience, and the one game that gave you the absolute worst streaming experience?
Best gaming experience, I would like to say the KFC dating simulator.
What?
because it was something different and out of the ordinary. I'm used to playing like battle royals like Apex and again Kingdom Hearts and JRPGs, and I just remember at a certain point during the pandemic when I was playing this KFC dating simulator, it was just like, oh, like you get so invested in it, like you're building relationships, and then you finally get to the end when you think you're gonna seal the deal with anime Colonel Sanders here. You're just like, wait, what? Wait, what? And it was just so deflating here. But I thought that was a good experience here. A lot of my I'll say another like a lot of like adds on to like that experience of having a good streaming moment. It's a lot of like the rage stuff that I deal with on like Kingdom Hearts. Like I feel like I always get a good turnout when I start raging. But I also handicap myself in that extent too, because like when I was streaming here consistently, like I had my Twitch chat redeem like different channel points to kind of handicap me in a sense. So the most common thing that they would use would be like no healing, weapon choice. So like it would kind of stifle and kind of handicap me, and that always made for good content because I'm always just like I hate you.
So like you said the Colonel Sanders one was the best or worst? I forget.
Best. It's
it was
one of the
best
best.
one, yeah. I haven't played that yet. I've been playing more Doki Doki Literature Club instead. Have you ever played that?
I've heard of it, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little too weeby for me sometimes.
It's actually pretty disturbing. Not gonna lie, bro. If you want a real horror experience, I recommend that game. It's pretty scary. But now how long have you been streaming on Twitch exactly?
I would say since late 2019.
Okay,
So
cool.
So I went through a period where I think 2019 was, I'm trying to think, 2019, and then I started doing a couple games here and there, and then towards like the winter time of 2019, I started streaming my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3 on crit mode. So I remember initially playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on standard, not for content, and then I figured I start doing my stream content circulated around that. I had a death counter because I that was actually the first Kingdom Hearts game that I ever played on a difficult mode. Like I've never done crit, I've never done proud, and I try to make my gaming experience the least sweaty it can be. And I just vividly remember getting wrecked left and right and front ways, sideways, the long way, the short way. Oh man. I remember having a rant too. Like I think it might have been when Bina started slowly introducing herself into the stream, where it was just like I remember popping off about like Kyrie. And my pop off for Kyrie wasn't the fact that like I was mad at her. I had just eaten so much shit from playing Kingdom Hearts 3 that I was like, I'm tired of it. Like I really am tired of it.
I feel that. Well, I was asking because my next question is, do you have any advice for anyone that wants to stream on Twitch right now? People who want to like go live on Twitch for the first time, like what advice would you give them?
Consistency. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Consistency. That'll be the common thing. And I can't say like, I strive to be like a big time streamer or a partner streamer here. Like I've always wanted my space to be a safe space for people to come in, be themselves, vibe, preach. But if you want to take this content creating game seriously, you got to put in the work. You got to put in consistency, and it can't just be you resting on your laurels thinking, hey, I'm going to turn this on. I think I'm a dope person. Everyone's going to feel that here. Like, no, you have to sell yourself to an extent, not try to sell yourself way too much here, but sell yourself to an extent where like, you can draw people in. It's like, I work in sales, as far as my IRL job here. So like, you have to give them something to chew on here. And if you're not real, you're not true to yourself, your people are going to pick that up here and they're not going to follow in. And,
those are facts. Spitting facts, bro. Spitting facts. I love it. And also, thank you to SSJ. I can't pronounce that loud word. Sasso. Is that it?
That is Senor Suazo. That's another one of the
Thank you for the
homies.
follow, buddy. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. So my next question is, what do you? And this is appropriate because you have members from your community coming here. What do you think about your community and your community that you built from the ground up? And do you have any shout outs you would like to give?
So obviously, I got to give a shout out to Aquafina. Obviously, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on this platform here.
Whoop whoop.
I got to give a shout out to Smog the Wise. Obviously,
Yep.
was a member of Aquafina's chat here, but again, we've built a friendship off of that here, and I love that band like he is my brother, like literally my brother here.
Yeah.
Got to give Bina a shout out here for
Whoop
real.
whoop.
Uh, SSJ Swazo is the homie from work, so I do appreciate you coming by and stopping by. Another huge shout out here. Again, I wouldn't be consistent in this stream game if it wasn't for him, but Rude Raccoon, like he is the ultimate salt underlord here.
Rude
He is,
raccoon.
he is one of the few inspirations and why I still continue to stick around. Like he is one of the few people that I've met on this platform that actually has a real sense of family.
Mm-hmm.
And not because I wanted to delve into it, but obviously when it comes to dealing with individuals on a social media platform here, there's going to be some
Yeah.
personality clashes here.
Yeah.
And there were some things that really messed me up as a person that maybe consider not wanting to stick around, but he was one of the few people that say like, listen, like you are like my brother and I will always get your back. And he's very vocal. He is who he is. He is not everyone's cup of tea here, but he is my cup of tea, and he always keeps me in line here. And he has the famous quote, "Iron sharpens iron." Here,
Nice.
I'm not a better version
Deep.
of him myself. If it is because of him. So shout out to Rebecca.
I'll have to give him a follow. And that guy sounds awesome. But speaking to one of your homies, one of the members of your community, let's talk about Bambina, shall we? Because my question, because thanks to her, like this friendship started. Why are you shaking your head? It's a good thing. So like, yeah, how did you meet her? Well, tell me your very first interaction with Bambina Fofina, please.
So Bambina Fofina went by a different name that I'm not going to disclose here due to personal reasons. But I initially thought that Bambina was a troll. If you want me to be completely and 100% honest, because at that point I was just like, who the fuck is in my stream right now? and then Bambina kept showing up, and then Bambina kept showing up, and then like started getting to know the Bambina, and then like the Bambina you guys know now, I think is total like 180 opposite of who she was back in the day. Maybe she is the same person. I don't know yet. It's been but no, Bambina's been very super chill. She's been very supportive here, and been very super uber respectful here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not here now if it isn't because of her and her kindness and her being a dope person here. And me watching from afar, I used to watch her create content on YouTube here with her roommate at the time, and I've always like watched to see like how people are doing even in my absence, and I've always been rooting for her. Again, Smog's another person where like I'm in and out, and I guess my goal for myself here in the long run is like to be like some weird Twitch producer, because I want to be able to see the homies that I've interacted with grow and find some way to blossom them to grow.
Yes. We love seeing the homies thrive. We love it, yes. Well, the thing is, Bina isn't really a troll. The only time she's a troll is when she's playing Party Animals. Just saying. So, yeah, next question is, what do you do outside of... We all play Party Animals. But yeah, what do you do outside of streaming? Like, what are your other hobbies that you like to do?
Sure. So fun fact about me, I went to college for media production. I dabbled in television production, journalism in high school coming out. So when I graduated high school in like 2007, I wanted to go down that career path. So I've always been fascinated by that. Maybe that's part of that kind of sparks why I wanted to become somewhat of a content creator, because there is a media side to it, like a pre-production, post-production element to it. So I remember outside of that, I've always been interested in videography, photography. Out of high school into college, I remember working for a production company, and we happened to work on a couple commercials, car commercials local to the South Florida area. I only bring this up because I was talking to my buddy about it a while back, but like, I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Nice.
And I'm a huge fan of Cody Rhodes. But I remember, like, behind the scenes, like Cody Rhodes is married to, I think her name is Brandy, And I remember vividly working with her on a
Wow.
set. And I remember seeing her on TV. I'm like, why do I feel like I know her from somewhere? And I remember going back through my logs and I'm like, oh shit, that's you? That's you? And it's crazy like where my journey has taken me. Like I've had the luxury to work on amazing sets, work on amazing projects, documentaries, and all that. And I've met some very intriguing people that have shaped me to who I am. And to me, like I feel like sometimes when I tell the story, it does feel like a little bit losers, but I do feel I love telling those stories to my kids because it makes me like a superhero in their eyes because they're like, oh, like you really did that? Or like with
Aw.
my or like with my 9-year-old daughter who happens to be a wrestling fan with me, like I show her the picture of like when I met Cody Rhodes in an event. She's like, wait, you met Cody Rhodes? I'm like, yeah, like, and you can just see her like, oh, like, I'm a superhero in her eyes.
Aw,
Same with
nice.
same with my younger one too. And that's one thing as a father that I would hate, as they get older, that they lose that feeling. That's always my worst case scenario.
You are a superhero in everybody's eyes, man. You really are. You are. So, with that being said, now I want to talk about Super Smash Brothers now. Let's talk about Smash Brothers, shall we? Why do you keep shaking your head in Smash Bros? It's fun.
Oh God. Oh,
Yeah, it's just simple. It's just, I want to know, what do you have a favorite and least favorite Smash Bros character reveal trailer? Besides Sora for a favorite.
damn. Damn. I think the Sephiroth reveal was a good one.
Yes! Yes!
That was a good one. Is it the Kazuma from Tekken? Is it Kazuma? I can't remember his name.
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah, that one was maybe because I am a fighting game fan here. I just thought like the reveal of Kazuma it paid homage to the old Tekken games where he just like yeet. Yeet. The Kirby yeet got me. I was like, you know what? That's it. That's it.
You're playing
Like,
him. That's your main.
Yeah. Yeah. Kazuma was a good one here. Terry Bogard, that was a good one. I think that was a good one again for as a fan of someone who is a fan of the FGC and who's a fan of fighting games here and Final Fight and Street Fighter here. That again, I was proud of that. That moment I was like, oh shit, like we really are doing this. Like this is really a hodgepodge of like everybody in here. And like, oh, I will say Ultimate will go down as the ultimate crossover event that cannot be topped.
Cannot be topped. Facts.
What they were able to do in that 4 or 5 year span after the game initial came out, like they came out with content and it was banger after banger after banger and everybody was satisfied. That's the only time I feel like in gaming history where like everybody was happy with what they got, and even the people that weren't happy about what they got still seemed to be satisfied because we all got representation. So it's not just about like Sora and Kingdom Hearts fan, but like we got Final Fantasy, we got this IP in here, we got this IP, we have 9 different other sword characters from 9 different Nintendo IPs in here. So I think that was, I've never seen something like that in my lifetime here, and I hope that the older I get, like that can't get topped because it's something like my kids play Smash and my kids were like, oh, like I remember my stepson like being legit happy for me because he knew I was a Kingdom Hearts fan. He's like,
hell yeah.
What? So it's something that'll last for generations to come, in my opinion. That is.
Yeah. Now, do you have a least favorite Smash characters reveal? For me, it was Minecraft because I woke up super early that day and it was Minecraft and I turned my shit off and I went back to bed. I was not a happy camper. If you love Minecraft, cool. Just not for me. I don't like it at all. But how about you?
I think it was the Minecraft, but again, it goes back to the inclusivity part about it. Again, like my daughter got hyped about Minecraft being in, so like like we all had something to gravitate towards and find a reason to again come together to play Smash. Like I am dog shit at Smash now. Like I remember playing OG. Like N64 Smash and thinking, oh my god, like you can't top this. Like really, like we have everything in here.
And 4-player.
And 4-player. That's one thing that blew my mind as
me like, too, bro. Me too. Because at that time it was only 2-player. I'm like, wait, 4-player? What? I loved it.
we could get 4 of the homies together and just like game, but like get back to Smash and just like, oh, like this is very interesting. Like I've never seen anything like this before. And to see where it was then, to see where it is now, you're just like, wow. Like I feel dated saying that I was around to play OG Smash or Smash N64. Like I just feel old as shit.
Yeah, back in our day, we had to like go to channel 3 to play games. Kids these days don't know what that's about.
Remember blowing the cartridge and shit? Oh
Which
my
apparently
God,
now
man.
is bad for the cartridge. I never knew that. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you for that, guys.
Yeah. But, so I want to talk about Sora for Smash because this was such a heated debate topic on the interwebs because people like me, we're like, yes, Sora can totally get into Smash Bros. But then there was these basement dwellers basically that would say like, no, Sora can never get into Smash because Disney owes him, blah, blah, blah. Why do you think it was so hard for people to accept that it is possible that Sora can't get into a Smash Bros?
Because it's different and it's not what caters to them. The thinking of the actual like archetype of like what Sora represents and what Kingdom Hearts represents, I feel like it should have been a clear-cut decision, period. And the fact that we waited to basically the last final hour to put Sora in kind of did a disservice to in my opinion, to to the Smash community here. But I do think that like the way Sora's archetype has been molded, he's the perfect character to put in a Smash game, in my opinion. I'm not discrediting anything. If you would have asked me or polled me, hey, which characters would you like to see in Smash? Obviously, Sora would have been one of them.
Yeah.
I think Goku is a safe answer. I'm only going to shoot bail for Goku because I vividly remember wanting a Super Nintendo to play a lot of the Dragon Ball Z games.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the quality of Dragon Ball Z games that were out there at the time when you're a young kid were on the the Super Nintendo here. And to an extent, when we had access to games getting ported over to Japan, like Dragon Ball Final GT was another game where I was like, oh shit, like so I feel like that was number 2. I never thought Sephiroth was going to be in. That actually kind of threw me off guard. But I always felt like that 3rd spot should have been someone either from a Final Fantasy game or
Tifa, maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that's not PG. I wouldn't want my kid playing Tifa.
I will keep my thoughts to myself when it comes to Tifa. Just saying. But so Big Papa ETJ, if you were in charge of the next character in Smash Bros, who would it be and why?
Naruto.
Oh, nice.
I think it needless to be said. I think Naruto is a generation-defining character. I remember mentioning this at work to someone. I think Swazo, we were talking about anime, but I feel like not being an elder statesman, but like having 3 different generations of anime fans melding together here. We've all had our iconic characters that have made or shaped our generation. I think for me, Dragon Ball represents that. I feel like Gundam Wing represents that here.
Yes.
Naruto represents the next generation of anime after me. I feel like Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia represents the generation after them. So, going on the theme of inclusivity, I think, again, trying to represent the dweeb culture, I think Naruto should be a clear-cut character to be in it.
Well, I mean, if you were to pick a character that's based from a video game, not necessarily, we'll go with that. But like, if you could pick any gaming character, because I think that's the only rule for Smash Bros. That they have to originate from a video game. So if that was the case, who would you pick and why?
Damn.
For me, I would go with Kratos. I go with Kratos, even though I feel like Nintendo and Sony don't get along. Now that Kratos is the last character I would love to see in Smash Bros, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. But that's just to me.
I feel like Master Chief would be in the same realm of Kratos as what too.
Master Chief would break the internet. Master Chief would break the internet. Him or Crash Bandicoot. People have been asking for.
Crash, yes. I think I remember Ratchet and Clank, but I don't remember like the main. Is it Ratchet? Is the
Ratchet
main
and Clank,
antagonist? Yeah. I think they should. I think that a spot should be deserving of them because I think that IP was a really good game when I remember playing it. Crash is another one here. I think Crash is more iconic in my opinion than
Yeah,
Ratchet and Clank.
yeah.
That's just me, just because I remember being part of the OG like PSX um, era. Shoot,
Yeah,
we already got.
I mean, I guess we can go with Crash then, right? No, Master Chief. Yeah, you said.
I'll settle. I'll do Master Chief, but I'll settle with Crash just because I'm
Hell
an
yeah.
avid fan of OG. Ooh, Gex is in a good one too.
Gex would be cool too. So now that we got, speaking of Sora, now I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts because you are a big fan, right?
I could say I'm a fan. I'm also big. But,
Nice.
But
I see what you did there.
I am a fan, and I've immersed myself in the lore and have broken my brain multiple times thinking like I could have been a fan of anything else, but I'm so glued to this franchise here. But
Okay.
yes, I'm a fan of Kingdom
Nice, because
Hearts
my
here.
question is, like, how did you discover Kingdom Hearts, and what was your first impression when you saw Kingdom Hearts for the very first time?
Okay, so I remember original KH1. I've never played it. I remember playing Chain of Memories first before Kingdom Hearts 1, which I feel like sounds like taboo. But I was always a fan of Chain of Memories, OG Chain of Memories. That's preference. This is that we're not talking about Rechain. I am a huge and avid fan of Chain of Memories. And just because of the accessibility about it here, I will say wink wink here, don't sue me, Nintendo. But it was one of the first games I remember playing in emulation as well too, because emulation was a thing when I was in middle school here. But Chain of Memories also had a good game, good story, good gameplay elements at the time for what platform it was on. It made sense for that game structure to be the way it was on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay. So you would say that that's better than the one on console, basically.
Oh, 10 leagues better. leagues better. If we were to remake that game, I would definitely reinvest in maybe buying another Switch just to see an up-res ported version of the original Chain of Memories. So that's something that I would throw money at here.
Okay.
But Chain of Memories was my first like actual introduction to the game, to the series. Obviously, 2 stands alone here. Anytime I listen to Sanctuary, that like gets me in my feels, and
Yes.
like I never not cry because it resonates with me at a time of my life where like I was dealing with depression, and I still do. I'm not saying that's not something that's not well documented on my end here, but like it's something that when it hits, when you get to that last part, it's just like, oh, like that intro just hits different. That game, just what they brought from a gameplay standpoint, how they pushed the technology for PlayStation 2, and you're just like, wait, what? This is wow. And then I think my next game after that was Birth by Sleep.
Nice. I love that game. Love that game. Love it.
And then, Kingdom Hearts this one. And then I revisited Kingdom Hearts 1, which I get why it's acclaimed for its time. I think in this current era of gaming and gaming design, I think it's...
Yeah, I agree, bro. I tell people all the time, the first game is good, but my God, those controls have not aged at well. If you don't believe me, try jumping on those goddamn hippos. Just saying. I'll leave it at that.
I'm not a fan of platforming. Like, I've known that early on since my gaming adventure, since I was a little E. Like, I am not a fan of platforming. And I only date this back because like my first horrible experience with platforming was Echo the Dolphin for Sega Genesis.
I remember that. That's a classic. Nice.
I hate that fucking dolphin.
You hate the dolphin?
I hate the game. I hate the stage designing. I'm just not. I don't do platforming. And that was like, that's what started, like, I guess my gamer rage was that game here.
What's so rage-inducing about a fucking dolphin?
It's the level design. It's
the level design.
We could have done anything, but we made a game about a dolphin. Like, you could have done anything, and nothing against the dolphin.
Dolphins are cool.
Listen, I was 4 or 5. I'm like, I could have had any other game outside of Sonic, and I had Echo the fucking Dolphin. Like, I could have had Mortal Kombat 1. I could have had Street Fighter 2. I could have had Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but I got Echo the fucking Dolphin. I could have had the Lion King game or the Aladdin game, but this is the game that my father was like, here you go.
It's a dolphin. It's cute.
Outside of Sonic.
I
so
mean,
fuck them.
if they ever made like an open world Echo the Dolphin game, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. That'd be so
Nope.
cool. I would like it.
I'd be in the front of the picket line protesting this game, saying fuck that, because fuck that Dolphin and fuck that game. Respectfully, of course. But like,
Well, now we know that no one on the internet hates that game more than you, ETJ. Just saying.
I'm the
So-
guy at Big DJ. Follow me, at me. Let's go,
Big
baby.
Papa, I hate Echo the Dolphin, ETJ, basically. So my next question is, what was the wait for Kingdom Hearts 3? Is something that you and I will never experience ever again, to wait for a game that long. So what was the process for you to wait for close to 13 years for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I never really thought of that because I felt like after 2, like my life moved on, and like if you could ask me to like remember something that you remember 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't, because I've lived so much life, and I think
Yeah.
for me, like I missed a huge portion of like a whole gaming generation, like going into PS3, Xbox 360. Like I missed most of that entire generation. So like I feel like as a gamer, I'm playing catch up because there have been a lot of these awesome IPs, and there's a lot of these inside jokes that I will never get into because I've never played them. And again, I have the time and access, to do that here. I have the means to go back and do that, but I just feel like the wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, it was impactful. Like when the announcement came out that it was coming out, I was like, oh shit, like here we go. So like I was more ramping myself up for it more than thinking, hey, like we have all this idle time to pass by, because I was still playing games. Like when I got back into gaming, like, I had Final Fantasy 13 to fill my time. Like I was playing Halo, I was getting back into like a lot of the online fighting games like Street Fighter 3, and I was playing a lot of Marvel versus Capcom. Games with my kid, like my kids when they were younger. Like my stepson and I would always play Xbox together, so like I had time in between games
Yeah.
to kind of fill in that hole. So for me, I don't know, it didn't dawn on me until like maybe after I beat it. I was like, oh wow, like we are really going to go through a period where like we're really going to have to wait, and I'm feeling it now. Had we have just gotten 3, Remind and Melody of Memory, and not the announcement for 4, I wouldn't be glued to my seat to see what's next. But because we had that teaser to kind of, salvate our palate
Yeah.
a bit, it's like, what is 4 going to be? And I think I remember talking to Bina about it in like a very pop-up stream that I did. But I feel like, and don't hate me guys, because I feel like I'm going to get shit for this, but I feel like we're not going to get any Kingdom Hearts announcements until going into 2025, because I feel like we're going to sit and marinate on this Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth for a while, and I'm okay with that. Like if we're gonna get, if we got 15 Final Fantasy, excuse me, no, what was the order? So we got Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
We got Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
We got Rebirth. No,
Remake.
We got Remind. Then we're getting Rebirth here. No, we got 16 Rebirth, and now we're getting 4. Like
4.
I'm happy. Like I'm
Yes.
content. Like I'm content now. Like,
God
I don't need
bless
anything
you,
else.
Square Enix. Seriously, God bless y'all. The fact I don't know, when do y'all sleep? Seriously, to release these AAA games, but moving on from that, so it's no secret that Kingdom Hearts 3 got a lot of hate. It split the community in half. I'm in the van that I loved 3. I thought 3 was a good game, and Remind made it even better. But I can see why a lot of people don't like it. But for you, where do you stand on 3, and why do you think it split the community in half?
I compare. I think I have like the point of reference of 15 in the back of my head because I feel like Square Enix and Nomura and his relationship with Square seemed a little bit dicey going into 3 and and being in the middle of 15 and basically revamping and making a whole new game based upon someone else. So I feel like the worst case scenario we could have gotten with 3 would have been basically a rehash of 15 where like it's there, you have the experience, but the content is not there. Like that, I think that was my biggest point. My biggest issue with 15, Final Fantasy 15, was like there was nothing in the game. Like you did everything here, it's open world, but like nothing's rewarding. Like it's you're just there on a guy's trip, and maybe my experience was different than everyone else's, but I just felt like there was something lacking about 15. And then 15 Royal Edition did wonders for that game.
And that's the version that I played, so that's why I ended up loving the game.
And credit to you guys who jumped in on the 15 bandwagon. I mean, I jumped on it a year late and still played OG 15 before I played the Royal Edition. But to answer the question, my overall experience with 3, I felt fulfilled.
Nice.
I think at that time, especially being a parent and seeing the different IPs that were in there from a Disney content standpoint, like I'm a huge Disney fan.
Yeah.
If it's not obviously evident by the big ass Stitch that I have in the corner here, and my wife and I being Minnie and Mickey Mouse fan and all the Disney memorabilia that I wish I could show on cam here, but like when it came to preserving the Disney magic, it was there.
Yeah.
And Disney magic is something that you can't really explain because it all affects us differently, because we all have that iconic movie, that iconic moment that shaped us and made us a fan. And again, that differs with generation as well too here. For me, like my moment is the Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin,
Yes.
Lion King era here.
The Disney Renaissance, basically, yeah.
Yep. So to capture that in a moment when it comes to an IP like Kingdom Hearts, they do a good job of making sure that we capture that and we relive that to a 1-for-1 experience. So for me, going in and knowing and not really being a fan of the recent generation of Disney here with Tangled and Frozen, I will say that being a father, when those movies are on and they're on constantly, like you kind of tune out, and you kind of, for me, like I would watch a Disney movie from afar because I would hear it every day. Like I knew the plot, the songs before even having to watch a movie. But to see what they did with Tangled, to see what they did with Frozen, to revisit Winnie the Pooh, which is something that I feel like is iconic in my opinion when it comes to your Kingdom Hearts experience, like I always get like this warm, bubbly feeling.
We've all been there, yeah. We've all been. Unfortunately, the Winnie the Pooh world in 3 is absolute trash. I'm sorry. I hated it. I hated it, bro. It's freaking Candy Crush, bro. I love the Pooh world in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but in 3 is just. I was excited, like, yay, you can Winnie the Pooh, but it's just Candy Crush over and over again. I'm like, what the hell, excited. Kingdom Hearts 3?
I was excited when they added Halefilant.
Yeah, the Heffalump, yeah.
I remember being so happy about it because I remember the month before I played 3, like my first daughter and I were like binge watching all the Winnie the Pooh movies. So like I remember how iconic Halefilant was here, how much of it, like they nailed her perfect here. I'm not a fan of Frozen, but I think the Frozen world in KH3 is possibly the best world experience that you have on the game. That I have a bias for Pirates of the Caribbean, and it'll always be top tier for me here. But I think what they were able to do to encapsulate and represent that moment, because that's such an iconic moment. Like you couldn't just throw Kingdom Hearts rendition, half-ass rendition of Let It Go. Like it had to be epic.
Yeah.
And I just remember I still get goosebumps about that moment. You're just like, oh shit.
It's so much. The graphics are just, my God.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
oh my,
so-
like it's better than the original when I remember
Yeah.
watching it in theaters with my kids, and to the point where like it's so iconic. Like I was listening to the Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack at work, and like I had the Japanese version of Let It Go on repeat all at work the whole day because it was just like, yeah, it feels good. But yeah, I was satisfied with my Kingdom Hearts 3 experience here. I let it marinate to the point where, you know, I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to revisit it and actually play it at a difficult, because I didn't feel the difficulty at the time when I played it on standard,
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to challenge myself and do a crit mode.
Yeah.
And that's where most of my fun came out of, was trying to actually figure out the game and actually saying, hey, you know what, like this is an enjoyable experience on top of everything
Yeah,
else.
I played on normal mode, but a lot of my friends said if crit mode was available from the get go, they played on crit. I'm like, you're crazy. It's like you're playing the game for the first time. Enjoy it at least, but do you? I guess the Kingdom Hearts fan base has a lot of like, I want a Dark Souls like challenge. But like shout out to our friend Lands of Masters. Love you, buddy. Love you.
What I Lance,
Yeah. So, if you were in charge of what worlds would be in Kingdom Hearts 4, what worlds would you pick and why?
Who haven't we gotten here? So
There's one guy behind you that would love to be in KH4. Stitch?
he's in Birth by he was in Birth by Sleep, so that's all. Like,
But
I'll take
let's
that.
be real. It
I'll-
wasn't
I'll-
Lilo and it was Stitch, but not Lilo and Stitch. Just saying.
I'll take him in Birth by Sleep here. I think
Yeah.
if we're going on the current status of the Disney IPs that they own, we got to throw Star Wars out there, because I feel like
Yes.
that'd be the elephant in the room. I think Indiana Jones would be an interesting IP to throw in there here. If we don't get Star Wars, maybe Indiana Jones.
That'd be cool.
I feel like Avatar would be Avatar, the James Cameron Avatar. Excuse me, I got a preference that here. Maybe that's a stretch, but I feel like that could be, they could find a way to include that in there. As far as current IPs, I would love to see a Princess and the Frog
Yes.
to kind of replace
Love that
the
movie.
If you want to still do the cooking method and replace the Ratatouille aspect, I think
There's that, yeah.
I think Princess of the Frog would be a good one. What's a good one?
What do you think about this? I would love a Disney afternoon world where basically you would get Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, and freaking like Goof Troop all in one world, because all these characters was before the game, so you get to see them before you get to see Max finally in KH3. I would love that.
I would do them as summons. I would do them as summons.
As
I think that'd
summons?
be a very awesome. That'd be like not a rotating summon, but like have a gargoyle summon,
Yes.
a Darkwing Duck summon. I think those would be good, like iconic support characters. I wouldn't be sold on the world, because you would have to gravitate towards specific pocket of people like in our age group.
Yeah.
Kind of vividly remember that. But I would definitely use them as support characters and summons. What's another one that I wanted? Moana. I feel like Moana is a clear cut that should be in it. I enjoyed Moana, so I think it would be nice to see somewhat of a, almost like kind of, she fits the mold of almost like what Mulan was in KH2. Also, going back to KH4, I think, and this is my opinion, I feel like KH4 is going to be what Kingdom Hearts 2 was. Am I wrong in saying that?
No.
Am I the only one saying?
No.
I feel like that
I
happened?
know for a fact it's going to look. It's on Unreal Engine 5. It'll take how good 7 Remake looks and just fucking accentuate it, because there is Unreal Engine 5 made with Square Enix. Oh god. So I remember when the trailers for 7 Remake came out, people were like, how come Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't look this good? Wait till Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. That's all I'm gonna say. So I can't wait to see that.
But isn't KH3 on the Unreal Engine? I think they're on Unreal 4, right?
4.
Yeah.
So it'll do 5.
So even like with the capabilities of 5 and having you can import assets from 4.
I suppose,
Yeah, allegedly here. Like, just imagine the broken nuttiness we're gonna fucking get come, like
Yeah,
when we get an announcement in like a year.
the graphics will look so good that the reveal trailer for KH4 will look like a tech demo. That's how good it'll be. But there's a reason why I brought up Final Fantasy, because that's actually my next question. Let's talk about Final Fantasy now, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I am actually a Gen Z Final Fantasy fan, because I recently became a fan. My first game was FF13, and I stopped playing it. And 15 I played all the way through. I fell in love with 7 Remake, and now I'm playing through 16, love it, and OG7. So my question for you is, how excited are you for 7 Rebirth?
Don't fuck this up. Just don't fuck this up. That's my biggest. Don't fuck this up. Oh man.
So you're more concerned than excited?
I don't want to be let down because I feel like Square is rolling out the red carpet for this. And in the back of my mind, because I'm somewhat of a cynic, I'm like, what's wrong with this game? Like, I just want to just tell me what's wrong with it now, so that way we can get it out the way, fix it, so I can enjoy it. I didn't know what to expect out of Remake. It was one of the games that I wanted to play, and once I played it, once you finally get through it, you're just like, oh, like, I see what it's setting up to be.
Yeah.
And shout out, again, after watching a theory video from Maximilian Dude, he hinted at something that I don't want to spoil, because I feel like the people who haven't finished OG7, please finish OG7 so we can talk about this, because there's some mind-bending things that you just like, wait, that could be a possibility, especially after coming off the helms of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. If you've not already watched that movie here, it could be plausible. And what they're hinting at, and the fact that like you have Zack actually interacting with Cloud at some point here.
Yeah.
Like, not to give away too much, but I feel like we're really going to be doing a Final Fantasy VII multiverse, which again seems to be like the niche thing to do in media, where let's just do this multiverse. But the idea and the fact that like Sephiroth represents something bigger than what he was in the original game, and you're just like, please, just everyone, please. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but like, please, because I'm going in playing this round of Final Fantasy VII as its own new experience. Like, it's nice to play the OG experience here, and a lot of how Remake is set up is to kind of debunk the fact that like, the Whispers were included to kind of represent us, the fans. Hey, the fans of who've played the original, saying, hey, like, this is how it's supposed to be, this is how it's supposed to go. And the fact that throughout the story, the characters themselves are redefining their destiny by constantly going at wit's end and battle with the Whispers, kind of tells you like what Nomura is actually trying to set up here. So
yeah, I have theory I want to tell you, but before I do, this is major spoilers for 7 Remake. If you have not played 7 Remake, then leave, because this is massive, heavy-duty spoilers. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zack lives in 7 Remake. So when Zack is actually alive in his own separate universe, I think they're doing that because how OG7, where they're going to end Rebirth is the Aerith scene, and everyone knows what I mean by the Aerith scene. I think Zack will get himself killed protecting Aerith, and then Aerith will live, and they all go after Sephiroth for revenge. That's my theory. But how about you? Like, what do you think? How do you think they're going to end Rebirth? Because that's the big thing they're teasing.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna go with the double swerve. Okay. So I think, not that I'm not a fan of Cloud, but I think because you've implemented Zack and Aerith, again, we already know what her predetermined fate is. I think Cloud takes the blade. Ooh. I would love to see a new rendition or new universe around 7 where Cloud isn't the face, because I'm a little bit critical on Cloud because there's nothing to Cloud. And it's okay. Like, there's nothing about Cloud where you're just like, okay, like that's an iconic character because he's the dude playing another dude. Spoiler alert, sorry guys. But
I'm the
like,
dude
I'm the
playing a
dude
dude
playing
disguised as another dude.
So, and like again, not to spoil anything if you haven't gotten to that point in OG, but I just feel like losing an iconic character like Cloud would kind of impact the story more going into whatever the third IP is. And proceeding forward with Zack, Zack fills in and actually fulfills his destiny and slays the demon that is Sephiroth here. And, we get a very alternate universe where we see Aerith live and fulfill her destiny. And or maybe she does take the blade in the third game. I don't know. But I just feel like there's nothing right now where I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to gravitate towards Cloud. I just feel like Cloud is a generic, basic,
I like
JRPG
Cloud
character.
though. I like Cloud. I know in OG7 he gets the beginning he's all emo and hot topic employee like, but towards the end he opens up more, and plus when you see what he's gone through there, that's why he's so emo, But yes, I do love Zack a lot more. I fucking love Zack. It's just if they do that where Cloud gets stabbed instead of Aerith, and Zack and Aerith and the whole team goes after Sephiroth, and whatever the third game is called, we play as Zack only, I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that. I mean, I like Cloud too, but I would prefer Zack, yeah.
I feel like there'd be a lot of Zack loyalists that'd be like, yes, this is our moment. And like, I'm not that huge of a Zack fan, but I just think that because, again, we know a lot more about Zack because of Cloud. Like, what do we do if we thrust Zack into this limelight? Like, what is his destiny? What is his fate if he is actually the protagonist in the story? Outside of obviously Tifa and Barrett and everyone in between here, but I just feel like, like, hey, like, I think you're the one, like, you're him, like, show us you're him. Here's your moment, and here's no more, appealing to the fans.
Now, this next question is probably the most controversial question in the 7 community. Which one do you ship more, Cloud and Tifa or Cloud and Aerith?
Cloud and Sephiroth. Cloud and Sephiroth.
Barrett and Cloud.
Cloud. I never really thought about it like that. I don't.
Because apparently at TwitchCon over the weekend, there was a very heated debate on which one is a better shipper.
It's hard when you know Cloud's fate. Like, Cloud, again, is just the regular kid trying to impress Tifa.
Yeah.
But even though, like, Tifa kind of lets him down and, like, not really tells him the truth about him, but, like, he has to learn the hard way. I would go Aerith and Cloud because I feel like their actual relationship is actually pretty pure to somewhat, and at least, she don't lead him on the whole game thinking he is who he is. Like, Tifa goes like, bro, like, we go 2 full discs, like, saying, hey, I know you're not him, but we're gonna pretend you're him. And then she finally tells the real story. You're just like, really? The whole time we've taken down like 9 reactors. We've gone cross country. We've ridden on chocobos, airships, and now you tell me I'm not who I am? Like, nah. I'm gonna go Aerith and Cloud on this one.
I'm Team Xerath all the way, Zack and Aerith, and that's fine. So moving away from Final Fantasy, how are you enjoying Spider-Man 2 so far?
It is everything that I expected to be in such a small bite size. This is one of those, hey, the wait was worth it.
Yeah.
Man, there's just so. And the thing is, like, I'm not, as far as like when it comes to like me being somewhat of a comic book hero fan, like, I never was intrigued by actual Peter Parker. And I think partly because we retell the same story with Peter Parker. Same with Batman 2. We retell this tragic story of their origin. And after a point, it becomes stale. So going into the Spider-Man experience, at least the first one here, not getting that rehash, but getting a very unique Spider-Man story was actually kind of refreshing to like not have to watch Uncle Ben die. And it felt more impactful watching, spoiler alert, watching May die than it did watching Uncle Ben died. I think from a gameplay mechanic standpoint wise, oh my God, that game is so fun.
So
from a
fun.
visual standpoint. Like, I don't know if it happens to you, but like I get very enamored by like everything. Like I'll sit on a building and just
Just look.
like look, because I'm just like, I wonder if this is actually what like New York would look like if I was like on a skyscraper like 3 miles up in the air. Like it's
Mhm.
just so visually beautiful. It's
Have you
from what I
encountered any glitches? Because I haven't yet, thank God. But apparently the game is surprisingly glitchy. So how about you? Have you seen any?
I think it might be not. I mean, I've obviously have gotten to this point because you've played a little bit more than I have, but I believe it's the Uncle Ben, not the Uncle Ben, but the bike ride scene
Yeah, yeah.
where like I've watched a lot of people like walk through fences, like not even open fences, but like an actual like chain link, like they're just like more like warping through. You're just like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. And it's not something where like I play a game to be overly critique about, like, hey, like why doesn't this look like this way, or why is this can not round? Like if I react to something like that, it's like, oh, okay, keep going. I'm not focusing. Like I want to enjoy the game, but that's been the only eye catching thing about it. I had one weird experience where I was doing one of the Sandman uh crystal runs,
Yeah.
and um I think my POV changed where I was looking at the crystal and then I got out of, I think, third person or first person, whatever it was, over the shoulder,
Yeah.
and then I was able to move around
Yeah.
as Peter while the scene was happening. I think that's the only notable glitch, but
That
it's not
happened to me
been.
too. That's the exact same glitch that happened to me, and so far that's it. Thankfully, so far it hasn't happened too much to me, but I feel like they should patch the game at some point because my friend said that he had to like restart, like turn off the game entirely, go to the PS5 menu and close the game and relaunch the game because it kept like soft locking the game.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
that's
oof.
again, I don't play games to like be overly critique about it and be like, oh, hey, this is what's going to make or break my experience. I want to have fun, and
Yeah.
like, I'm having fun, and as long as there are a group of people out there that are expressing the same sentiments here, I'm gonna respect that here. We get too much caught up with the Twitter banner, TikTok
Yeah.
banner, and I know like, again, obviously, going back, like we complain about not there being content, like, we all want to have our own experience, but it should be worthwhile. Like it should marinate. It should resonate with you. It should be when you look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, again, 30 years from now, when I bring up Echo the Dolphin, like it should impact you in a way where like it molds your experience moving forward here. And I think, Spider-Man, I've had again, being 35, I've had the pleasure and experience to play games that have really shaped my nerdiness, shaped my weebness, made me question my own perception on life, like, and I can only see where gaming is going to go here in the next 20, 30 years, depending on how long I decide to live my life. That is, excuse me. I do look forward to it.
Yeah, well, my last question, buddy, is for what are your future plans in terms of content? Since some of your online members are watching right now, what do you have in store for them for the future?
So personal goal for me, I want to come up with a more consistent streaming schedule. That'd be plan number one. I want to be able to still play the games that I love and still make time and outside of IRL here, to be able to still create content. I will always call Twitch my home. I don't ever see myself leaving, but I am going to be double dipping and I'm going to create content where I need to be. And I hear my baby crying. Oh no. But yeah, I plan on sticking around here more here.
1 second. He's being a father, so 1 second.
Sorry guys.
It's all good. Okay. So, how's everybody doing today? How's your Friday? How's your weekend going? All that jazz. We'll just chat for a little bit as we wait for Big Papa to take care of his little one. And yeah, looks like he's coming in with his kids. And they want to say hi. Cool. Aww.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Say hi.
They want to be on Motown Downtown. That's cute.
Say hi.
there.
Say hi, Mo.
We all say hi.
chat.
We all say hi.
Hey, that's me.
That is you.
That's
Yeah,
you.
that's you.
Yeah.
You, that's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's me again and you.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your next question here? Sorry.
Father of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Father of the Year.
No, again, I do appreciate. I do apologize about that here. I know it's always
It's all good. It's all good.
life always goes on here. Hi.
Well, I guess now we'll go into the fan favorite section of the show called Top 10 Questions on Motown Downtown.
Top 10 questions. You got the questions. Top 10 questions. I got the answers. Top 10. Top 10. Top 10 questions. Better get your answers ready.
Where I will ask my guests 10 questions courtesy of Inside the Actors Studio. So, Big Papa ETJ, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So the first question is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word is. Thank you. I remember answering this question and the answer.
Yeah.
Is my favorite word because yes, because it comes as an impulsive tick when I don't know what to put in.
Nice.
So I just say
What is your least favorite word?
Because I use it all the time and I don't really know what to say, so it's an impulsive tick. Thank you, dear.
2 ums.
Yeah.
And what makes you happy?
You.
This one.
When
My other daughter, my family. Personally, outside of like my family, just the fact that like I'm still here. I have the fortune of being around dope people in IRL on the social media platform here, and it's helped me grow to who I am, and I'm not who I am without everyone here. So that's one thing that I am proud of and happy about the most is
Nice.
I've been able to experience all this while still trying to figure out who I am and having people still gravitate towards me and still be supportive. So that's one thing that I'm happy.
Hell yeah, man. Awesome. So what makes you upset?
That's a good question here. What makes me upset?
What's me
People who refuse to be accountable for their actions.
Talking.
You know, because I feel like we as adults should be able to communicate our differences in a respectful manner. And even if we have differences, even if we've done something wrong or someone wrong here, we should be able to say, hey, you know what? Like, that's on me. Because I'm big on accountability.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've gotten shunned for it on this platform. I will continue to be shunned for it here, but I'm not going to change who and what I am. If I did some fuck shit, I'm going to say, hey, excuse me, baby, don't say that. But, you know, I'm going to own up to it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and we should respectfully be able to talk about it as human beings.
Next question is what sound or noise do you love?
What sound of noise do I love? This one, waking up in the morning, causing chaos. No. Yes, that's the PG version. Obviously, because my kiddos are here. The sound of macaroni and cheese. There we go.
All right. What sound or noise do you hate?
There's specific octave that this one gets into. Like, it's not a specific word. It's not the whine. It's just the octave. Like when
it's really high pitched.
It's very high pitched.
Very high pitched, yeah.
And when it comes to raising someone who's trying to verbally communicate, hey, there's something wrong or there's something that I like, rather than being able to express those words, it's just the pitch and it's the octave. And I'm just like, yo, like my daddy. I don't want to put my daddy voice on stream like that, but it's just like bring it down.
I get you. Now, Big Papa, this next question you might want to cover your kids' ears for, but basically, what is your favorite curse word?
So, you guys, okay. So there's a clip on my channel that Mo clipped, so we can use that as a point of reference.
Yeah.
Because I'm not repeating that in front of my babies. But as an alternative, my favorite cuss word would be, okay, so my favorite cuss word is ass. Only because this one is smart enough to say it. So, and she uses it in the right context. Like, as a parent, like, I'm not mad at when my kids curse because they use it in the right context. It's just like, damn, I should really stop cursing.
As gamers, that's just part of our core, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Ooh. So I gave you the first generic answer as a politician, and I think I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
I think the idea of, if when it comes to profession and making money, if I could sit up on here and create false promises and create false hope. I'm not saying all politicians do that here, but the idea of what you think a politician is or what it represents now in modern day times and still get paid for it sounds like an easy job to me here. I think I have too much of a heart, and I also feel like on the positive side of being a politician, being empowered to positively impact people, community, the best way you can, that's, you know, beneficial to all, not just the one individual, you know, some as that representative.
Best answer ever. That's an awesome answer, buddy. Yeah. So what profession would you not like to attempt?
A teacher.
Teacher?
I don't have the patience. No. I don't have the patience to parent
other people's kids.
Problematic kids.
Gotcha.
Not kids, problematic kids. Because I would lose my job the first day, because I wouldn't scold the kids, because it's not the kids. Their behavior is learned behavior from the parents.
Yeah. 100%, yeah. So last question is, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, man. You did good. You did good. You did good with what you had. You worried too much. And it's going to be okay. Nice.
One last round of applause for our very good friend Big Papa ETJ and his lovely, lovely children. Yes, thanks for coming by, buddy. Thank you so much. So we're gonna find a friend to raid. So before we go, any departing words you would like to say?
As I always like to end my streams here, again, I want to say, Mo, thank you again so much for having me on. I do apologize about the anticlimactic ending here, but again, it's an honor being on here. You have a great community. You have a great show here. Without further ado here, as I like to end my stream here, you guys, please put your best foot forward. There is so much bullshit and hate and out in the world. Go out and lead with love, guys. It's free, it's easy, it's very simple here. It's too much darkness here. Be that shining light in the dark, because, you know, we're not just doing this for just us. Like, we have a whole generation looking up at us as guidance here. So lead with love.
Preach. So yeah, we're gonna go raid our friend T-Shaw. So once again, thank you, Big Papa. Thank you to the chat and mods for coming out. Thank you to all the new followers. And I will be back Monday or Tuesday with more Spider-Man. So you all have a fantastic weekend, fantastic Halloween, and I'll see you all next week. And yeah, Big Papa, what should be the raid message? You pick the raid message.
Go wash your ass.
All right.
No.
No?
Go wash your ass. There you go.
Okay, go wash your butt. It's a raid message. So I'll see you all next week. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye.
Later, guys. Take care.